have a friend who behaves as if they take an attitude that they do nothing wrong ever, ever, then that's not a friend. I won't be surprised if he yells at me for calling him on his phone when he was on a meeting. Meanwhile, he can't even have the courtesy to talk to me for 10 seconds when I'm trying to tell him that his Vitacost order is sitting out. I don't know what he got, but it's sitting out in the hot sun. He might have got chocolate. Now if he tries to ask me what I wanted, I'm not going to tell him. He was at lunch, he didn't see it out there. The fact is, if he can't give me the courtesy of I don't care if it all melts. I was just trying to be nice. I'm not talking anyway. I didn't want to have his Vitacost order sitting out there if he got chocolate, you know. No, I don't give a fuck. Again, I thought he would know. He didn't look outside. He didn't notice it at lunchtime. I won't be surprised if he yells at me. He didn't talk to me at all for nearly 2 days. And when he finally does talk to me, I wasn't talking to him either, but it goes both ways. Not in his eyes, of course. Not in Joe's eyes. In Joe's eyes, he can sit there and throw around words like I'm insane and not even give me the courtesy to explain, not even want to know where I'm coming from, ever, about anything. Think I told him that Omar had ticks on him? No. Because why would I? That's sharing my pain over something that's trivial, you know? And in the big picture, the big scheme of things, it is trivial. But it all represents everything else. My acknowledgement that my dog is probably not going to be around for much longer. You know? Nothing I would ever share with Joe. Because he's not able to understand. He's not even able to understand and put himself in my shoes of what it's like for me, yet again being in a situation where I can be thrown out at a moment's notice. He doesn't care. He just labels me insane and can't even, not even willing to try to understand why I might behave insanely, where it's coming from, the fear or the whatever it derives, from where it derives. Doesn't care. I try to explain and he shuts me up. I'm supposed to just say, like a good little girl, just shut my mouth. You're right, Joe, I'm insane and there's no reason for it. No reason. And you do nothing wrong ever, and I didn't do anything wrong. Of course you were worried about me, so that's I told you why I did that. That's what he says to me. Like that's an excuse to wake me up at 10 in the morning, and then he wasn't sorry. He was never sorry because he wouldn't have brought it up, and said I told you why I did that. He's accusing me of being in a pissy mood. Meanwhile, I was actually in a good mood, prompting me. If he says you were pissy with, oh my God, are you kidding me? You jumped down my throat because I'm jamming to a song that you're trying to play your guitar to, that you can rewind. You know, he can rewind a 3-minute fucking video on YouTube and play it again, you know. No, he has to get all snippy with me over a 3-minute fucking video. Because I was jamming to it, having fun out of tune, God forbid. Again, a 3-minute video he can rewind. Not a TV program that you can't rewind. A 3-minute video he can rewind. He never thanked me for an expensive, for me, because I'm on disability. I make $1,000 a month, you know, for a nice baseball shirt that I bought for him. Never thanked me. I thank him for every little thing he does. Every little thing. Any little thing he does, I thank him for. Even if it's for us and not just for me. He didn't thank me for the shirt. Did I say anything? No. No. I was hurt. Remember, oh my God, it hurt his feelings when he said that he felt sorry for himself and he was going to go and buy food for like the 3rd time that week or something or whatever. And I didn't react the way he, again, didn't react the way he thought I should react. So it hurt his feelings. You didn't thank me for the shirt I bought you, Joe. You probably try to say you did, but I know you didn't. Because another thing he does, I know he behaves a certain way or thinks a certain way, and he'll try to deny it. Like, arrogant. Like when he was a witness, to him, there was no, either the witnesses were the truth or that was it. That was, there is no truth. And he was arrogant and positive, and I have fucking old letters to prove how arrogant he was. And it turned out he was wrong. And just recently, about what comes before R and comes after S, I know what he was saying to me. I know what he was saying to me. Smug over the phone. And if I even dared say, like, it might not happen the way you think. Oh, just all talking that and smug. And finally, at one point, I said, if it happens, it happens. I don't want to hear it anymore, Joe. And he was wrong. Turned out he was wrong. Unfortunately, but that's not the point. Arrogant. And that's all fine and good. You don't throw around words like insane and expect me to acknowledge that my attitude or behavior regarding something is insane and not allow me to explain. Again, explanation is not justification. And even if that's what woman from the shelter used to do, my so-called friend, I would apologize to her genuinely over things. But just because I am wrong or my problems or mental illness or whatever is 99% of the time doesn't mean the 1% of the time that I am justifiably angry with you. You have a right to turn around and say, oh, well, you're just acting like that. That derives from me. I didn't do anything wrong. That's just you. That's negating somebody. They don't matter to you. And that's not a relationship. It's not a friendship. If you're not willing to hear the other person out, that's not, I don't do that to him. I have to sit there and say, you're right. I shouldn't have behaved that way. Okay? But that's all. He won't let me explain why. He doesn't want to try to put himself in my shoes and think why I might be acting that way. To understand my fear or where my fear or insecurity derives. I'm supposed to put myself in his shoes about everything. But he doesn't want to do the same for me. Not at all. Not at all. He asked me why I watched The Bachelor. And I can why the fuck do you think I watched The Bachelor, Joe? It's not something you can relate to because it's not something you care about. You would be perfectly happy if you could just do your music all the time. You definitely can't relate to my thing with Omar. When he ever said to me, you've been pissy lately, Are you kidding me? I was in a good mood over the weekend. It was beautiful out. Like, what the fuck do you want from me? I was making phone calls for you. I thanked you for the hoodie that you gave me, you know. What do you want from me? You're the one, you got snippy with me when I'm jamming to that song, which was me being happy. Wasn't me being in a pissy mood. You accused me of breaking your toilet when I didn't break your toilet, just because if something in your house breaks, unless it's something like the thermometer, you know, that I definitely broke. But the other day, he flipped out on me over a pen. Over a pen. I threw the fucking pen. You think I got a genuine apology for that? You're right, Laura, that was ridiculous. I shouldn't have flipped out on you over a pen. But he did. It was like the end of the world. I'd broken the fucking pen. And then he's saying, how did you do that? Oh my God. Like, what, you're asking me how I broke your fucking pen? I have no idea. But even if I had broken it, you don't act like that. Over a fucking pen. See, so he acts insanely too. Flipping out on me over a fucking pen. He's not perfect. Flips out on me over a fucking pen. Didn't thank me for the nice shirt that I bought for him. Makes artichoke things that Brussels sprouts that I bought. Makes them, okay? Which is fine. Make whatever. But then you don't even think I might want some, and you put them in the refrigerator instead of leaving them out. You want to wash the pan, that's fine. But they're not going to go bad. They can stay out all day long and not go bad. But he makes them, and that's inconsiderate. He accuses me that doesn't think that I might want them. Which I did, and I ate them cold because I didn't feel like reheating them, and they had been in the refrigerator. See? So that's inconsiderate. That's proof he's not perfect. Did I say anything? No. Did I say anything about him not thanking me for the shirt I bought him? No. No. But it hurts. You know? But he's going to... and accusing me of breaking his toilet. Again, if something breaks in your house, that doesn't mean just because I'm the last one to use it that I broke it. I won't be surprised if he yells at me for calling him. Meanwhile, I was just trying to be nice. Just trying to be nice. You can't have the courtesy to talk to me for 10 seconds. It wouldn't even take 10 seconds. There's no relationship, there's no friendship. If someone just shuts you up and is not willing to hear what you have to say. I can't even imagine if I did that to him, but I wouldn't. I listened to him and agreed, you're right, I shouldn't have acted that way, and then I want to explain why, and he doesn't want to hear it. An explanation is not a justification. It's just so you can understand where the other person's coming from, that it's not just pulled out of their ass, even if they behave insanely. There's always a reason for anything anybody does. But if somebody's not willing to even listen to you, if they shut you up, they don't want to hear it. He didn't care. He didn't care. He thinks it's and proof of that is that he compares that to him being asleep on the couch. Again, half asleep, half awake, TV on. I never know if he's asleep or awake. And 99.9% of the time, I never would disturb him. I was trying to think why I had to disturb him the other night when I knew he was probably asleep, because he's always asleep on the couch. I had to disturb him because this isn't my home, you know? I clogged the downstairs toilet, and I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should try to plunge it, if I should flush it and risk it. I don't know what to do. But he's going to compare me waking him up when he's half asleep and half awake. Proof of that is I went to use the remote, and he's like, what are you doing? So he's half asleep, half awake. Again, it's not the same as the sanctuary of your bedroom. I would not ever, unless it was a fucking emergency, talk to him through his bed, even if his light was on. If I didn't know if he was asleep, I wouldn't talk to him. I wouldn't knock on his door, nothing. But he doesn't think there's anything wrong with that. Proof of that is, I told you why I did that. I was worried about you. That's not an excuse. He's not genuinely sorry, because genuinely sorry means you don't bring it up over something else and accuse me of being in a pissy mood when it wasn't a pissy mood. I was justifiably, genuinely angry. And I wasn't at all in a pissy mood over the weekend. And then I have to hear him say, you've been in a pissy mood lately, as in all weekend. And I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck do you want from me? If you think when I'm in a good mood and you think I'm in a pissy mood, then I don't know what you want from me. I know you jumped down my throat when I was having fun jamming to that song. You could rewind because you were playing your guitar to it. But again, 3 minutes, you can rewind it. It's 3 minutes of your life. Instead of just letting me enjoy myself jamming to it out of tune. I know you accused me of breaking your toilet when even if it was broken, I didn't do it. And I know that I thanked you up and down for the hoodie that you gave me. I know I was making phone calls for you. And all of that, you gonna on Sunday night say I've been in a pissy mood lately? I mean, I just couldn't even believe that. And then he tries to compare him talking. Again, it goes even deeper than that, because it shows that he doesn't even acknowledge my feelings before I ever lived here. I told him, I cried to him about what my mom used to do to me, and he's going to do the same thing. For no reason whatsoever. Because he felt that I should be up at that time, and he's worried about me at 10 in the morning. That's an excuse, and it's a lame excuse. It's a bullshit. But he was pissed I even brought that up. He attributes that like you men will do. Like, oh, I don't do anything wrong. She's just on her period. She's just in a pissy mood, or Didn't even have the courtesy. And he could say he's in a meeting. If he had to go to the bathroom, he would have to leave his meeting. I was just trying to help him out. I don't give a fuck if everything's melting in over there. It's hot out. Don't care. I'm going to have my music in my ears. I'm not even going to talk to him at all. Didn't talk to me for 2 days. And again, I didn't talk to him either. Goes both ways. And the first thing he says to me is, are you going to do that dishwasher? He volunteered for me to do. He took my mason jars hostage. He had a backup on the whole thing, the whole plumbing thing. And he wasn't putting the dishwasher together. And I'm like, okay, maybe he doesn't want to have a dishwasher anymore. I don't fucking mind washing dishes. I don't care. But it had been a couple of weeks, and then I said something. And he goes, yeah, well, it needs to be clean. Why don't you clean it? But again, cleaning it it's all things down there. Cleaning the bottom of a dishwasher is not some easy thing. And then to add insult to injury, he goes, oh, make sure you don't wear gloves so you don't get hurt, and make sure you really get some elbow grease in there. Meanwhile, there's all kinds of things down there you can get hurt on. And I found out yesterday he'd never done that before. If you look online, it says you know, scalding hot water goes through there. So one backup didn't do that. That's years and years and years of whatever that he wants me to scrub. And then I'm sure I probably won't do it right anyway. And, you know, and then I told him I don't even know how to put it back. Oh, you can figure it out. How to put back together his dishwasher. And then all of this is why I haven't done it. Other things he's asked me to do I've done immediately or fairly soon. And the reason I haven't done the towels that Elma shit on out there is because up until recently it's been fucking freezing out. And the towel out there got all hard. And it was solid, and then it snowed on it and this, that, or whatever. I'm not looking forward to doing that either. Just scrub it with fucking pine cones and wear latex gloves that are akin, not exactly as bad, but at least in the category of nails on a chalkboard. I can't stand latex gloves. I think I'm going to wear my bath hands, my scrubby hands that I got, and put the latex gloves over them. I don't like latex gloves. But just the fact that you know, when the whole backup happened, I'm the one who took the little, because Joe did other stuff, but I took the little cup and was scooping out the water, okay? But that's not the same thing as trying to use elbow grease, learn, be careful, wear gloves so you don't get hurt. That's not the same thing as trying to scrub hard where you have all these things on the bottom of a dishwasher and try not to get hurt. I don't even know if those are, I don't think they're blades, but they're you know, you got to be careful. So it's not that I have, you know, you just lazy, you just don't want to do it, and that you didn't say it, that's what he's thinking though. And again, we're fighting, we're not talking, and the first words out of his mouth, almost 2 days later, over a day and a half later, is, "You planning on ever doing that dishwasher?" That was what he said to me. And only then did I bring up the fact that, yeah, I do plan on doing it. And then I told him, you know, my concerns or whatever, which of course he would just negate, but as usual. He's not going to know that Omar had ticks on him. Does it care? He doesn't care. He negates the fact that, and proof of that again, he didn't genuinely apologize. If you genuinely think you did something wrong, then you're not going to bring it up in the future and defend it, you know? He thinks I'm wrong. He thinks there's nothing wrong with talking to me through my closed bedroom door at 10 in the morning when I'm in bed and have earplugs in. And on top of that, I told you how my mom used to do that to me all the time. So that's proof that you don't even care or listen to me when I used to cry to you about that, if you would ever dream of doing the same thing to me. He already did it when I was out on my walk. He knows my mom used to call me on my walks too. He did that to me. And in that case, I wasn't like furious. I'm just like, don't do that again. I take care of my dog the best I can. There's no guarantee he's not going to go to the bathroom in the cage. Okay? The best I can do is take him out right before that I leave. That's the best I can do. I usually do it if he's already gone to the bathroom, and I take him out right. But that's the best I could do. I can't guarantee it. Don't call me on my fucking walk. I have my phone off. I'm not going to answer it. But the fact that he even did that, I am not your fucking kid. A kid, you can knock on their bedroom door in the morning, or at any time, I'm worried about you, or call and say, where are you, or tell them what to eat. I am not his fucking kid. That's how he behaves, and he thinks there's nothing wrong with it. Don't tell me what to eat. Oh, well, you're eating the wrong thing. You're eating cheese. I don't fucking care. Be happy I'm not fucking drinking, Joe. You know? I'm not your kid. You don't tell me what to eat. You don't wake me up ever for any reason unless it's an emergency. Or if you don't know if I'm sleeping. You know what I mean? You don't wake me up at 10 in the morning in a nap in the afternoon. You don't know if I'm sleeping. But if you haven't seen me for the day and it's 10 in the morning, then if you don't know, you don't wake me up, period. Period. If you haven't already talked to me for that day, you don't wake me up. And instead of saying, you're right, I shouldn't do that, he doesn't think there's anything wrong with it, and he's going to equate that to me waking him up on the couch when he's asleep. When almost every time because he's exhausted from work, he falls. I never know if he's awake or asleep. But I know when I clogged his fucking toilet, I didn't know what to do. I had to wake him up. I had to. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know. And it turned out he wanted me to do the opposite of what I would have done. I was going to plunge it. He told me to risk flushing it. Okay? That's something but he doesn't want to put himself in my shoes ever and see where I might be coming from, where this is his home, and I don't want to do the wrong thing, and I have to live with what I had to live with before, with Donald and Hope, where he could throw me out on a moment's notice. And proof of that is 4 days after I was here, that's what he was doing.